Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Flames filling up a home on the northeast side. The house is a complete loss. We now know the homeowner and a firefighter injured in the blaze. The details just ahead.
And 2 people are in custody this morning after a chase led to a crash on the southwest side. And now one of those people in the car saying she was being held against her will.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, a beautiful start to your Saturday morning after what might have been a tumultuous night for you. We had wind, we had rain, we even had some hail.
It was very noisy last night, but today a lot calmer.
Calm and quiet. Good morning. I'm Max Massey.
And I'm Stephanie Cerna. Thanks for joining us this morning. So yeah, I think we got over that little noisy.
We know the cliche, the calm before the storm, but Justin, It looks like we're in the calm after the storm.
Yeah, we're dealing with clear skies now, or at least the skies are clearing. There's a couple clouds out there, but really pretty quiet and a little cool out there. We've got some gusty northwesterly winds. That's going to create a wind chill this morning. First, I want to start with the radar and show you that most of this has cleared out. We've got rain well off to our east now, moving into parts of Mississippi and Alabama, and that's where a lot of the severe weather is. Temperature-wise here, 47 degrees at the airport, 48 Helotes, 43 Bernie Stage, 46 in Canyon Lake. So it is a little chilly out there when you factor in that gusty wind. It makes it feel a little cooler. We've got wind chills right now in the low 40s. Feels like 40 degrees out in San Antonio right now, 33 Kerrville, 32 in Rock Springs. I watched a couple of clouds move in. We had a little cloud deck try to work down into San Antonio, but it's quickly dissipating. So I think we're going to see a lot of sun today, and that will push the temperatures up to pretty comfortable levels. In the pollen count, Mountain Cedar, this just came in, by the way. Mountain Cedar jumped up a little bit, 10,320, but mold has fallen down into the low category. We'll see what Mountain Cedar does tomorrow. It may jump up a little bit more just because we are getting these gusty north winds. Forecast for today, 62 by 2 o'clock, 63 this afternoon. Northwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusty from time to time. Pretty nice Sunday, too. But more clouds next week, some rain chances. We'll take a look at that. Also, we'll look back at last night. We'll show you some pictures from last night. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. Several stories we're following in and around San Antonio this morning, including a BCSO chase and a shooting.
Now we start on the northeast side where an elderly woman is in the hospital after her house went up in flames. Firefighters responded to the call around 3 this morning in the 2700 block of Old Moss Road. They say the house burned down and the woman was not able to go back inside. Now, as for that woman, she was taken to Northeast Baptist for smoke inhalation, but she is expected to recover. A firefighter was also treated for smoke inhalation on the scene, and he is okay.
Meanwhile, BCSO deputies have 2 people in custody after a chase overnight that ended on the city's southwest side. Deputies say it all started just after 11 last night when they tried pulling over a driver, but that driver sped off. BCSO says he turned down the frontage road to I-35 going the wrong way. That driver then crashing his truck in front of the AT&T building on Military Drive. That's where deputies finally arrested him. The driver now facing charges of evading arrest, stealing a vehicle, and turns out he had 2 felony warrants out for his arrest. A woman also taken into custody, but officials say she tells them she was being held against her will.
And 1 person is in the hospital after being shot in the neck on the northwest side. San Antonio police say it happened at a house party in the 4800 block of Allegheny Drive about 1:30 in the morning. They say a fight led to someone shooting the victim. The shooter ran away and the victim was taken to University Hospital in serious condition. Now, police are looking into that incident and they say the suspect could be a minor because of underage drinking at the party.
And a San Antonio cheer coach now facing a charge of sexual assault of a child. The arrest records show 33-year-old Robert Katara arrested yesterday after a victim came forward telling authorities that when they were 16 years old, Katara sexually assaulted her and that Katara had been her coach since she was only 10 years old. That victim, now 18, and says several incidents have occurred. Katara is in Bexar County Jail on a $20,000 bond, also facing other charges including theft and burglary of a vehicle. And the presidential campaign coming to San Antonio. It's now going to hold a special place in a new phase of one presidential hopeful's campaign. Billionaire businessman and Democratic candidate Mike Bloomberg launching what he calls a bus tour across Texas, and it starts right here in the Alamo City.
Our Katrina Weber is live at Market Square where that event is set to take place this morning. Now, Katrina, what are his plans?
Well, what we've been told so far is that candidate Mike Bloomberg will be making some comments here to supporters and other members of the public starting around 9 o'clock. This will be inside Viva Villa Taqueria here. You can already see people starting to gather to get a chance to meet him. Now, after that, we're told that he will answer questions from the media before his bus departs. He'll be boarding a bus here to depart to Austin and then to Dallas later today. This is Bloomberg's third trip to Texas since he launched his campaign among an already crowded field of Democrats. The former New York mayor was a latecomer to the race. Unlike the others, though, he is doing it all on his own dime. He says he's not taking any donations, or so far he hasn't participated in any debates. That is not sitting too well with some of his fellow Democrats who have criticized him for that. Bloomberg, though, hopes to defeat not only those other Democrats, but also President Trump in the general election in November. His visit, of course, is ahead of our primary here on March 3rd. And again, that bus will be picking him up right here at the curb. He'll be heading to Austin first and then Dallas. His staff was saying what a busy day this is ahead. A busy day full of hopes, at least on his part, hopes to win over Texas voters. Reporting live downtown, Katrina Weber, Ksat 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina. For many years, San Antonio struggled to keep talent within the city.
Mayor Nirenberg calls it the brain drain, where students graduate and search for opportunities that exist outside the Alamo City.
Ultimately, it means that we also have to create opportunities here. Young people will go where they want to live and also where they can get a job that they have trained in or been educated in.
Now, though, that seems to be changing. The mayor highlighted the Alamo City's 31 higher education institutions and the fact that we have more college students in the city than Austin. And with programs gaining national notoriety, such as UTSA's cybersecurity and data science program, the opportunity for college graduates to stay in San Antonio continues to grow.
We're seeing all of the cybersecurity accredited department educational programs that are cropped up all around the city. And then, of course, just the nature of industry, which is focusing and shifting more to technology, artificial intelligence, things like that, that are requiring skilled workforce. All of those factors are aligning. We are now creating those jobs. You're going to see that accelerate through the next decade.
So education and graduate retention is only one focus for San Antonio in the new decade, and it is only one part of the mayor's larger plan.
So tomorrow on GMSA at 8, we're going to see highlights from my conversation with the mayor, topics ranging from transportation to the census, homelessness, and answering a lot of viewer questions. It's all part of the new series, Leading SA.
All very interesting topics, especially when you're talking to him about transportation, because everybody's like, oh my gosh, we're in gridlock. So it'll be interesting to take a look at the plan.
Right. It's very excited about the series, Leading SA, and we're kicking the series off with Mayor Nirenberg. We go over, it was kind of like a threefold situation. We asked him what he wanted to talk about, some of his top priorities. Obviously, transportation is one of them. But we also reached out to you guys, the viewers, and we went through a lot of viewer-submitted questions, which actually a lot pertained to transportation, but we also had crime, gang violence, so there is so many topics.
And you can catch that again tomorrow here on GMSA.